Hi, guys. Welcome to the Meant for More Elevated Business and Life with Kristina Gazi, the only podcast that you need to make your life a masterpiece. And today we have a hot topic, growing your coaching business with 2026 trends. And I promise you, I could not have gotten the better guest for this topic. And soon you'll know why. I've met Géraldine when I decided to get my ICF certification, and she supported and mentored me on this way. Thanks to her, I've got my ICF certification, and Géraldine is running an amazing business supporting lots and lots of coaches worldwide. Géraldine, do you mind introducing yourself?
Thank you so much, Kristina, for having me. It's a pleasure to see you, and I'm so happy to see you growing and thriving in your own journey. It's so cool. So yes, my name is Géraldine Gauthier. I'm a master certified coach. I'm the founder of GoMasterCoach. So GoMasterCoach is a global coaching academy for leaders and coach. And leaders and coach, they learn how to coach with impact. So they got the skills, but not only the skills, also the tools, the mindset, and the community to support them to grow and thrive in their business.
I have to say it's really amazing because when I decided to go for my ICF certification, I've done a bit of the research, what's available out there, and GoMasterCoach stood out because they had a really sophisticated platform to support your learning. And that absolutely got me. How was the idea for the platform born? What were your first steps?
So actually, I created what I wished I had when I started my coaching business. I was extremely frustrated because I did a training and then I was like, okay, what do I do now? I don't have any tools, coaching tools. I don't have any platform. I don't know where to find my clients. What is my personal brand? How do I sell? How do I grow? So I was absolutely lost and frustrated. So I decided that there was a gap that needed to be filled for coaches having the same issues and challenges. So that's why I created GoMasterCoach in the first place. And now we're helping coaches, but also leaders, because I've seen also so many leaders so frustrated not to be able to express their potential, not using their strengths and being frustrated and wasting their time. So I saw what coaching did for me. It really changed my life. I got more clarity, more confidence. So I wanted to develop this training to help coaches and leaders be more aligned.
That sounds amazing. I know you're a mother. If you had to explain to your daughter, you have daughters, right?
Two daughters and a son, yeah.
Mother of three. If you had to explain to 5-6 years old what the platform does, how would you say that?
Oh, that's a challenging question. So what does a platform do? So basically, if you want to learn coaching skills, you will get access to many different classes, right? It's like the Netflix of coaching with different, videos, recording, and also live classes. So you will learn coaching first. Once you're a good coach, you can use some tools. So you will get access to some tools. So it's like, okay, am I more introvert or extrovert? I'm not sure 5-year-olds who know what it is, but do you like to get energy in group or do you like to work alone? So you will know more about yourself and you can help others know more about themselves. So yeah, that's what it does. So you learn skills, you get some tools, and you can connect with many other people like you.
Oh my God, this is amazing. I love the explanation. I might be using it. What do you do? Like we have a platform, Idea to Profit, for digital entrepreneurs, including coaches. I might be saying it's like a Netflix for growing your business. I love it. Thank you, Géraldine, for this. When you think about looking back at starting this business, What was the hardest part?
So that's in the same topic, that was juggling different roles. So the most difficult part when you start your own business is really, okay, you're a mother, you're a coach, you're a wife, you're an entrepreneur. So how can you juggle everything at once? So that was really, really difficult. That one thing. And the other thing that I found extremely difficult, and I know many, many new coaches face the same challenges, is transitioning from being a professional executive in the corporate world to being a coach and being an entrepreneur. So it's really about navigating the identity matrix in a way. Huh? So you have so many identities, so it's so many roles, sub identities, and you're also evolving along the way because you don't have the same strengths, the same focus, the same goal when you work in a corporate world as when you're launching your business. So that was the identity, juggling different identities, that was very difficult.
After this sharing, I feel like asking you more questions to dive a little bit deeper. I really believe in being able to build your business in balance. And balance can look really different year to year, different seasons in life. However, what I noticed for me, there are several areas of life, and it can be business, it can be relations, it can be motherhood, it can be wellness, it can be friendship. What I noticed for me, that oftentimes one ball drops. You just set your priorities. What would be that ball that, you kind of cannot handle at the moment? What is your recommendation for someone who is trying to build that business in balance? And do you believe that you can actually be able to juggle all the balls? Or it's okay, certain seasons of life, you just let something slip?
Yeah, that's a very difficult question. Huh? This is what we're all struggling to do. So I do not have the magic answer, but I think it's about trade-offs, and it's about compromises, and it's about what matters to you when and how. And I think it's important to be aware what are those roles? What is important now? How can you manage, balance everything? I think it's possible, but it requires trade-offs, compromises, and the key question I always ask myself, and depending on my priorities, is, if you say yes to this, what are you saying no to? And when you're an entrepreneur, there's so many opportunities, so it's endless, and that is totally daunting, overwhelming. So it's important to be able to say no to some opportunities, to be able to say yes to your family, to kids, to your balance. So I think it's really about having this check. When you're saying yes to this, what are you saying no to? And just make sure that it's more or less balanced. And I agree, it becomes imbalance, and then you have to readjust. And I think what is also very important is really to make sure you're always emotionally, mentally, and physically aligned to keep this balance. So I can share what I do and what I try to do to keep my balance. And I'm not always successful, let's be clear. But what works for me is to have emotional support. So emotional support from my family, but also from mentors, from coaches. So that's absolutely key. To have a strong ecosystem like yours, Kristina. So that's for the emotional support. For the mental alignment, you need to have a clear, strong system in place to support a strong mental game. So that would be the second part. And for the physical alignment, so that's for me, it's for sports. I do yoga. Sometimes I do some self retreats or camps. So it's really about making sure you're always emotionally, mentally, and physically aligned. And if one is disrupted, it doesn't work, right? So that would be my advice.
This is beautiful. This is a great reminder that we are so interconnected in these core areas of our life, and there is no success as a whole if one area is suffering. And I would say for me, and I really recommend it to the mentees I'm working with, giving yourself quiet space to check your balances, to work on your strategies, to give yourself a gift of time to be able to do that. That's been a game changer for many. Anyways, going back to you growing your business, looking back, what you wished you've done differently?
So looking back, I wish I would have outsourced faster. I would have delegated more. I would have hired freelancers or more people to do things that I don't like or I'm not good at. So it's first you need to understand. You need to do a bit of everything at first to understand how it works. But once you reach a certain level of understanding and you don't really add value and it takes lots of energy and time, it's outsourced. So I think I waited too long to do that. So if I were to do it again, I would just outsource the admin very fast. I would outsource, some content creation faster to really focus on my zone of genius, as we say, and where I can really add value. So this is what I always, ask myself: where do I add value? What can I outsource? What can I delegate? So I try to have this kind of hygiene on a weekly basis to grow. But I still have some work to do on that part. So.
Ooh, I love that you said do those checks every week. That means that the system works really, really well. I think it's a great advice. There is a misconcept if you're not outsourcing, you are saving money. However, the question is, what does it cost you to do it yourself? Right? And I think one of the things we really work on with the new entrepreneurs, identifying what moves the needle in the business. And I see that oftentimes it's hard. What would you do which would have the most impact on your business? And what can you outsource? And that would be just, done right for you. So that is a really good one. So let's imagine, and I'm sure it would be so useful for so many of our listeners, if you had to rebuild entire business from zero ground, no audience, no money, what would be your first 3 steps?
Okay, interesting. So first 3 steps. So I would say that I would first understand my ideal audience. So have conversation with, let's say, 30 people that I want to work for, or that I'm inspired, but I feel they can get my help. So I would identify those people and have deep conversation. What works? What are your pain points? So really understanding pain points of my ideal audience. So that would be the first thing. So try to define my ideal audience. Who do I really want to help? Have a clear avatar. Is it John, 45-year-old, close to burnout, living in Singapore and juggling multiple roles? Or who is it? And what is a pain point? What is one pain point that I can help with? So that would be the first big step, I would say. The second one would be to create a solution, create a framework, create a coaching program maybe to help them to address this pain point. And of course, third one would be to go for it and just offer maybe 1-2 pro bono sessions and then, a package to my ideal audience. So that's what I would do. So first, identify your audience and pain points. Second, create a framework and a way to address this pain point. And third, go for it and just offer your services, be visible and start building your audience as well. That would be the fourth step. Start building. I think it's so key. And so many people do not focus on that enough. So from the first day, you need to build your audience. Who do you want to help? What are their emails? How can I connect with them? Where are they? What are they doing? And really start to really build an audience. Even if they don't become your customers, that's okay. But at least you know them better, and there's this feedback loop that is extremely useful to grow and improve. Improve the offer.
Oh, thank you for sharing. This is gold. Really, this is so important. And one, to add to what you say, one controversial advice I do give to my mentees is start building audience oftentimes before you are certified. Start taking your audience on this journey of becoming. Start building this emotional connection from the day you decided you're going to be coach. Because I do see this all the time. People wait to be certified to start working with the audience. And here they are. They're ready to work, but it's not available. So definitely build your audience from the day zero. So by the time you're ready to take clients, they're ready to buy from you. They trust you. They know you. You build that emotional connections with them. So awesome advice. 3 steps. We've got it. And I know you see a lot of aspiring coaches. In your experience, what is the biggest predictor of success for new coaches?
Okay. All right. So that's a good one. So of course, and that's something some people neglect. It's you have to become an amazing coach. So you have to master your craft. So that's assumed, right? So you have to be an amazing coach. But even some amazing coaches do not succeed. So what makes a huge difference is courage. Courage seen, courage to try, courage to fail, courage to be visible, you know. So I think that's one thing that will really, really make a huge difference is really, are you okay to be, you know, exposed? Are you okay to not master, to lose clients? So it's really about courage. I think that's a huge, one of the huge a trait that I see in successful coaches. So that's one thing. And the second is to be very clear on your niche. So you have to have this self-awareness, right? So courage and self-awareness are so important. Self-awareness is, okay, who am I? What are my values? What are my strengths? Who can I help? So being able to be very self-aware so that you can really have a very, very, very clear niche. And it's not the other way around. Some people say, oh, my niche is executive coaching. My niche is wellness. So first start as your first client. What makes you unique? What are your USPs, right? Before even starting to identify your clients, I would say. So courage and self-awareness are huge differentiators.
Wow, this is really, really such a good reminder. Courage, this is so true. Before you find what really works for you in your situation, in this market, you probably need to get comfortable with the idea that something will not work. Get comfortable putting yourself out there and potentially being judged, not getting things done perfectly from the first time. And I definitely resonate with this a lot because I work with a lot of women and they want things to be perfect. And I see this, what you were talking in the beginning, shifting into entrepreneurship, accepting that you have to start somewhere. And your first round, like your first video, will not be perfect. You need to give yourself time and courage to show up till it is amazing. But it will not be the first cut.
I just remember my first workshop. I organized a workshop. I wanted to share about, coaching as a manager. And there was 4 people, including my husband and someone else, husband and 2 friends. And the feedback was a disaster. And it was the best learning experience, and I learned so much. And the second one was a bit better, and then now I can get inspiring. I can organize inspiring workshops thanks to that.
Yeah, thank you for this example. I think I remember you were telling us at one of the sessions that you've learned the most from your most difficult clients. And I thought about
Yes.
it. This is so true. When everything goes right, we don't learn much. This learning happens when you identify the gaps and you're filling them up. Definitely. Ooh.
What is
I
this?
did some magical
What was
sign.
that?
It's like, this was really good. I have the workshop that I'm doing twice a year, and it's called the goal setting. We do it in the end of the year and we do it in the beginning of the year in February. Thank you, Chinese New Year, which gives a second chance to everybody who is late, like oftentimes me. And it's crazy how many times I've upgraded that experience from the way it was first workshop I've done to now I've done it 12, 14 times, I think. It's like it's amazing. But the first
Yeah.
people, well, it is what it is. We need to give ourselves this learning chances. And what do you think? What are the mistakes you see new coaches doing over and over again?
It will be exactly the same. It's hiding, finding excuses, finding, just excuses not to be visible, not to do. So it's really hiding. And I think it's, as you mentioned earlier, it's really about waiting to be fully ready, waiting to be perfect, waiting to have 3 or 4 certifications of coaching, of facilitation, whatever. So that's why you are, I think you are very inspiring in that sense. Huh? When you share, you have to build your audience from the first day of the training. You don't even have to wait to be certified. So many people they found excuses not to do things. So yeah, I think that's the biggest mistake, I would say. So just do it.
This is so true. And I do campaign quite a bit on social media. Like, I really believe that every woman, man, but I predominantly work with women, would benefit from adding to her income. Every woman would benefit from doing what she truly loves. Like having a business that you love, it makes you profit, it's amazing. And what I see that a lot of women are stuck in the learning mode. There is this never enough thinking process that, oh, I need one more certification, as you were saying, and then people will come to me. I need just one more, I don't know, course, and then people will come to me. And I think this is a big barrier which we are talking about, that you already know enough to help someone who is 2 steps behind you. And the real growth happens by implementation. Once you start working with people, you start serving people, because we are in the business of serving others. Your learning explodes. And just being able to communicate that you already know enough to be of value to a big group of people, start showing up. That's for sure there. And I don't know if you would agree with that. What I concluded in my work is that learning is very safe. As in our society, when we go to school and then we go to university, you have a feeling of achievement once you got a new certificate, and it's quite safe. You don't have to
Yeah.
face the rejection. You don't have to face the failure in a way. So that's why a lot
Yeah.
of people choose learning versus of actually getting out there, building the business, getting rejected. What are your thoughts about that?
No, I think it's a very good one. Learning is super safe, and doing is not. Is absolutely unsafe. So that's why sometimes we hide behind more learnings, more trainings, and yeah, I fully agree. And female, I mean, women, maybe more indeed, because of social pressure, because of social injunctions, and many things we are fighting against, and it's not easy.
What did you see in your work? What really worked? What really helps women to show up? Like, what makes the difference?
Yeah, I think it's having a bias for action again. It's really about actions. But first and foremost, of course, you need to build a bit of confidence. So, how do you build confidence? It's really about focusing on what you're good at. What are your strengths? What are you proud of? What is a past achievements you're so proud of? And which strengths did you use to achieve this? So it's really to work on your who you are and what makes you super very good at. And then, of course, internalizing it is not always easy. So you have to use those strengths a bit more and get positive results, and then it will compound, and you will become more and more confident when you see that when you use your strength, you get positive results, and the outcome is awesome. So it will you will internalize your superpowers, and they will shine even more after. So I think it's really focusing on your strengths instead of focusing on our weaknesses. And I used to focus so much on my weaknesses because I wanted to be perfect. I wanted to be good at math, at French, at sports. I wanted to, and I realized, okay, if I try to be good at everything, I will be average. I will be okay-ish at everything. So I decided, okay, let's focus on what I can be good at and I'm good at already. And then I will really work hard to become even better. So I will do more, I will learn more, and then I will grow more. And yeah, my confidence will increase mechanically. So, and yeah, it's really it's a success cycle. As we know, and it can be also self-fulfilling prophecy. If you say, "Oh, I'm good at this," and then you will do more of this, and then you will get results. So it's also it's really about the beliefs you have about yourself and your
This
strengths.
is amazing. This is such a great reminder. I love it. Success cycle, work on your confidence, work in your zone of genius, and you make success inevitable. Love it.
Yes.
And what do you wish every aspiring coach knew before they begin?
Okay. So I wish they knew that this is exactly what we just discussed. That coaching, it's you have to be good at coaching, but you also have to start enjoying the business of coaching. So you have to master two crafts, basically the craft of coaching and the craft of business of coaching. So I think it's really about the mindset, and there's a mindset shift to operate, because I've seen so many coaches. Oh, I love coaching, but even if they're amazing at that and they do not understand some business, skill, they don't have them, it might prevent them from helping more people, and that's a shame. So I think I wish they understand that they have to invest in both coaching and the business of
This
coaching.
is so true for a lot of female entrepreneurs, service based business,
Mm.
arts based business. They know the craft, but they don't know the business side. And then one doesn't work without another. We need both. Yeah, thank you for this
Yeah.
reminder. All right, back to the positive. What high leverage action moves, you can take in coaching business to, make everything 10 times faster?
Okay, so I think the first one, if there's one, it's share your story. Share. And it's not easy. People hide behind website and, consulting. Oh, yes, we do offer a program. It's not about, people don't buy coaching. They buy you, they buy your services as you, why you do what you do, and what is your story behind that, and why are you here now? They just don't care about the process, the coaching program. It's more about they care about, but not so much. They care about your story. So we are in the trust business. It's not the coaching business, it's a trust business, and you mentioned it before. So people need to trust you, and it's going to be even more important with AI because we will all look the same, do the same. So now people will need to trust you. They want to care about you. They want to really connect with you. So you have to share your story. So I think that's the biggest hack, if I may, even if I don't really know this. But share your story, share why you're doing what you're doing, as Simon Sinek would say. It's not about what you're doing, it's about why you're doing it and who you are. So that's it. It's as simple, and just overcome these limiting beliefs of, oh yeah, but I don't like to share about myself. It's okay, as long as it helps your mission, it serves your purpose of helping others, it makes sense. Why are you passionate? What makes you alive every day? Who are you? So that would be my first advice. So it's more on the emotional part, and the second one is build systems from day one. So it's only about systems, no? It's not about the goals. It's really, do you have the focus, the discipline to build a business or not? So what are the systems you can implement from day one? Build an audience, get emails, structure it, get a CRM, have a, clear system to support your mission. So two things: share your story, share your why, and build a system.
Okay, this is a very good reminder. And you know what you said? That people say, oh, but I don't want to share my story. And what we came up with, what we talk about the group coaching programs, is that you don't need to tell everything about you. You need to share that part of your story, which would make your audience say, yes, I want to work with her. Yes, she understands me. Yes, I can feel connection. So I think when we talk about showing up online and being visible for a lot of people, it almost feels like sharing all their secrets. But once we approach that from the strategic point of view, right? These people, they don't even want to know everything about you. Let's be honest. Only the part which resonates with our audience, with our potential clients. Oh my God, systems, that's been a deal breaker for me. Really, being able to accommodate more and more clients is impossible if there is no back end. And this way, I also find GoMasterCoach platform really helpful because I can have all the questionnaires, all the tests in one place. It becomes very easy to share. It becomes very easy to keep track of the sessions, to keep track of the goals. It's really, really helpful. And you mentioned collect emails. I want every coach to know email marketing still works. Because so many people will tell me, yeah, but I don't read much emails. But you read some? Like, what is this? There is no better way yet to stay connected with your audience. It still works, guys. If you're
Yeah, exactly. No, yeah, absolutely. And just on this point, just to add on, it still works, and it has to be combined with social media, of course. But social media, again, the algorithm might go one way or the other. It changed totally your reach. So you will lose your audience tomorrow if there's some, but if you get emails, you keep your audience, you can connect with them, you can share more with them, share more value, share more content for free. And it will build trust again. It's not because they just see you one day on LinkedIn and then you disappear in the algorithm, black hole. So that's why I think if you combine social media with an email strategy, newsletter, you have a clear funnel and you nurture your audience. This is what works. And yes, it's still.
Yeah, thank you for that. This is exactly what we are doing in the program in Idea to Profit. The way I see it, we use social media to generate interest. But we cannot rely on social media to build trust. Then you use newsletters and communities to build trust with your audience. And what is interesting, how this two comes together. In fact, email marketing has changed. And what's working now are storytellings. You don't tell in newsletter, this is what I do, buy from me. Mm-mm. We are entering the era of storytelling inside the newsletters. So this is something really interesting. Okay, the question which I really want to know your opinion on because it's quite controversial. I hear a lot of push from the coaches when I talk about it. What do you think? Should new coaches niche down immediately, or do they start, let me serve everybody and take it from there?
Yes. So that's a big question, and there's different school of thought, I would say. But so I would say both in sequence. So what I advise usually people who join the training. So I would say, okay, you have to explore now. So explore because you don't know whether you like this audience or whether you're good at or you connect with the people or you don't know it yet. So explore different niches. Give you can take 3, 6 months, 9 months max, I would say, and then you start niching down and narrowing down your niche. And there's many studies that show that if you're a generalist, you will earn less than a specialist. I mean, if you have an audience, if you have a niche, so I would highly recommend to explore first. Take 3, 6 months, I would say, maybe a bit more, and then niche down, narrow down, and you can pivot later on. It's okay. It doesn't matter. But when leads call me and say, "Hey, I need I don't know. I just faced burnout. I want to find a wellness coach that can help me with that." I know exactly who to call in my community, or if my I don't know, let's say I'm a startup founder and I want to be coached because I want to scale my company, but I'm struggling to do it. So I know exactly a startup coach. So you need to be visible. People need to understand what you do, what pain points you addressed, and who you can help. Otherwise, no one will find you. Especially these days, it's super crowded. So first explore, find your sweet spot, make sure you can add value. You're the best person to address this niche, and then niche down.
Amazing. This is so good. This is so true. This was a deal breaker for me when people know when their friend says, I want to start a business, and they're like, oh, Kristina can help with that. But people really can hold limited amount of information. And I think I see this all the time. People don't want to figure out what you do. It has to be super clear for them what you do. So what is your intel? What's your information? Which coaching niches are the most profitable right now?
Oh, I think it's still the same as it's been for a while. So executive and leadership coaching, definitely. So that's absolutely the most profitable. So big companies, they will pay large amounts of money to help their leaders. Managers, high potential talents. So that's definitely the most profitable. Another niche that is profitable is business coaching. So coaching for business owners, entrepreneurs, is still very profitable, I would say.
Anything else?
I think if you also wellness coaching for corporate, for companies, and that's absolutely that's profitable, but you have to really have a strong expertise to offer that to corporate and companies. So that's rising now, of course. I think that would be the three profitable niches. So exec coaching, business coaching, and wellness coaching, but more for
Ooh, thank you
corporates.
for sharing that. Do you see any coaching niches coming up next year? Something hot in 2026?
Okay, so the obvious would be AI, anything related to AI, helping leaders with AI, or anything around AI is absolutely exploding. I think not exploding, yeah, growing very very fast. What else do I see? There's more and more uh, coaching around neurodivergence.
Okay.
So I think it's this one, and one that is also growing extremely fast is anything related to longevity, biohacking, wellness. Again, kind of holistic, but really focusing on how to live better and longer. It's really growing extremely fast in the US and beyond. US are always, I think there's a lot also around women, mature women, or women around menopause, or second life for women, career. This is growing as well. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I'm sure there's many others, but that's the one I have.
But it is amazing. Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of businesses popping up around, more mature women, menopause, longevity, neurodivergency. This is all there. Quite interesting. So this is something, maybe could be an inspiration for some of our listeners what to do next. What do you think will not work anymore in coaching by 2026?
I think the marketing, anything that is without substance. There's been so much coaching, marketing coaching, and without substance, and we can see a lot on LinkedIn. So this, I think, will start to. I mean, there's a lack of trust, and that's a good news as well. So many coaches, so one day they decide to become a coach, and they just create a lead magnet, and they're just suddenly a marketing coach, and so all this fluff hopefully will disappear. I think people are really looking for more trust, authenticity, real experts. So yeah, that what might slow down. Hopefully.
Okay, and I cannot not ask you the next question. Thank you so much for sharing that. What did you have to unlearn to feel comfortable charging premium prices? Because I see that as a struggle for some of the clients.
Oh yeah, that's a huge one. Absolutely. That's a huge one. So I had to, it was not easy, but I had to learn three beliefs, I think. The first one is a good girl kind of belief that, oh, if I charge money, I'm too greedy, or I'm selfish, or, and especially in this care business, helping business, some people might judge you because you charge high price, yet so I had this good girl belief. So that's the first one I had to overcome. The second one, I would say, and it's very, very common, is stop charging for time, but start charging for the value you bring, the impact you have. So, it's like shifting from time to value. So you don't charge per hour, you charge a package for the value you bring. I would say that's the second one. And the third belief that I had to overcome to charge more was the belief that if I get a no, it's a no. It means that I'm not worth it, right? It's a no. It's not about me. It's about this situation, this context. Maybe we're not the right fit. It's not about my worth. So three beliefs that were difficult to get rid of, but I feel, and I'm still working on some of them. But first one is really the good girl belief that if I charge more, it means I'm greedy. The second one is charging charging value instead of charging time. And the third one is if I get a no, it's okay. It's not. It does nothing about my. It's not. It doesn't mean anything about my worth.
Wow, these are so powerful. I think the number three one is the key to overcome, to start promoting your services.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Absolutely.
call it, we talk about it when we talk about transitioning. between corporate and entrepreneurship, you kind of have a brand to cover you when you represent the brand when you work for corporate. In entrepreneurship coaching, you become the brand, and you need to learn not to take things personally.
Absolutely. Yeah,
And
yeah.
we were talking about it, growing a thick skin. You want to grow business, you need to grow a thick skin. Definitely that. And what do you see? What is the difference between the coach who makes 2,000 a month and 20,000 a month?
Okay, uh, good one. So I think it's first again, you have to be amazing at what you're doing. So you have to be amazing at coaching. Again, this is obvious, but it's important to remind that because some people they think it's just about marketing. No, you have to be amazing at coaching, but it's not enough. So I would say on top of that, there's two things that you really that would make a difference. Is first, and we discussed about it before, it's the positioning. You have to have a clear who and a clear why. So to make sure you have a very clear audience and you know why you're helping this audience. So positioning. And the second one, we discussed about it as well, it's about consistency. Again, you have to be visible, you have to be disciplined, you have to be structured. High income is boring discipline. It's important to remind that it's not only about being a good coach, it's about being clear of who you want to help and being consistent in how you show up, your hard work, and the systems that you've developed and implemented.
Wow, thank you for this reminder. Because it does feel like consistency and structure is a key element to grow your business, and you have to be consistent and structured before you see results oftentimes. And I was just giving this example with at the latest networking event that we had. I see a lot of people start growing their business and they would say it's not working, like social media is not working for me. And then you look how much content they created, and that is clearly not enough to make any conclusion if it's working or not working. And this is the kind of mindset I'm starting this podcast with. I will have to do 100 episodes till I really know is it working or not. We cannot do 5 and 6 and say, okay, it's not working. And this I see a very hard part of entrepreneurship when you're starting, to keep going with your plan when you have very little signs that it's all working. Okay, what is something the coaches should stop doing immediately?
I think again, it's waiting and hiding. So I think they should just stop waiting and hiding and just and having conversations. They should start having more conversation, having being more visible. So I think I will repeat myself, but I think this is what I've seen again and again. And your point on you have to do it, but you have to do it again and again and again, and you have to really believe in your mission and what you want to achieve because it doesn't happen overnight. There's this belief, and when we look at social media, we see all those people. Oh yeah, I get 10K in a month, and it's all bullshit, and we know that. But unfortunately, it creates this expectation for many, like, okay, if I don't make it in 1 month or 2 months, it means I'm not good enough. It means I don't have a clear niche. It means, and maybe that's true, but just persevere, adjust, try again, pivot slightly, and just keep on doing what you're doing because until you see results. But just don't believe the social media. It requires action, discipline, and perseverance. So you have to do it
The
again and
one phrase
again.
I really like, and again, I shared it in the recent event: if it was easy, everyone would do it. If everyone would do it, it would be even harder. Because I do honestly believe that this is a very sweet deal, very sweet life when you get to do what you love. And I've met so many coaches really passionate about what they do. But in order to be able to enjoy that gift, there is some work to be done up front. So we cannot not talk about this topic, Geraldine. AI and coaching. So how can coaches effectively use AI for their coaching business?
Okay, so there's multiple ways to use AI. Even before you start your coaching business, it can help you become an amazing coach. So we've developed Coach Better. So it's an AI companion that can help you get insights. So you record the conversation if your client is okay, of course. You record the conversation, you get a transcript, and then you get an insight on what you did well and what could be improved. So that's one way to improve very, very fast, because it's like you have your coaching mentor in your pocket. So that's awesome. Instead of paying lots of thousands of dollars, you can just get insight very fast. It does not replace a mentor, a real human mentor, but it's a good way to complement it. So that's one thing before you start your coaching business. And of course, you can use it for your admin. You can create agents or automate some tasks and use it for your admin, of course, so as in any other businesses. You can also prepare your coaching programs based on clients' needs. You can tailor that with AI. Have a very, very clear, thorough, impactful program that so AI can help you with that. It can help you also summarize your conversations and help you identify what you missed, the coaching opportunities, the patterns. That's super useful as well. It can help you in between the sessions, of course, to action points, what needs to be done. What else? So there's many different ways for the marketing, of course, communication marketing. So that's how I see how AI can help. And I strongly believe that AI will replace a lot of things that we do, and more and better. And that's okay. We'll still be needed, but we have to double down on our human edge. Which is presence, intuition, trust, ability to connect. And we should leverage AI to do the rest, basically.
This is very profound. So what you say, we have to leverage intuition and ability to connect.
And presence, most important. Yeah, the presence is so important. Yeah.
I
Intuition can be replaced a bit by AI, though. But yeah, we work a lot on during my trainings on intuition and presence and connections, because I think just to go back on AI and also on coaching trends. So what AI will do is it will replace a lot of things and that we're doing, and that's okay. But at the same time, it will create amazing opportunities because as human beings, we will want to connect even more with other humans. So it will create stronger communities. People will want to reconnect. They will want to do retreats, coaching retreats, just to also disconnect. So it will really, it's counterintuitive, but we will want to go back to to the essence of what it is to be a human being. So I think this is what we need to work on, both on how can I leverage AI and how can I also see this opportunity as reconnecting with what makes us human
These
beings.
are such good points, Geraldine. I did read a research which really surprised me. With the rise of AI counseling, the levels of feeling lonely have grown. So while AI can provide you at the glance what probably a therapist could, in reality, people becoming more lonely. And the other trend, which was predicted as well, what you were saying, exactly what you were saying, that there would be more need for in person communities. And I could not be happier launching my first two retreats this and next year. So thank you, Geraldine. I'm going on trend. All right. And just wrapping up this conversation, What do you think is your entrepreneurial superpower? Something you learned that you think others can develop too?
Yeah, I think I've worked a lot on my ability to simplify complex things and create frameworks out of them. So I think that I've learned that a lot as an entrepreneur because you don't have infinite resources and time. So you have to be efficient and you have to focus on what matters and you have to process a lot of information and to just extract what's really of value. So I think being exposed to that as an entrepreneur has helped me really be able to create more frameworks, more systems, and help others do the same. So I communicate a lot on the different frameworks, on LinkedIn, and I know that people appreciate that. So I think this is what I've learned through my entrepreneurial journey. It's really framework, systems, concepts, and making that more simple and easy to understand and easy to
Yeah,
leverage.
I've seen that. They're really good, those explanations that you provide on LinkedIn. If you guys are interested in improving your coaching skills, you should totally follow Geraldine on LinkedIn. It's really good. I love that you put one recently about the levels of communications, and it really was a good illustration for me to understand some of the friendship dynamics. I was like, oh, thank you for that. And when times get tough, what helps you to keep going?
Okay, so yeah, when times get tough, it's really what my mission, the mission that I have, that I want to have impact. I mean, coaching absolutely changed my life again in terms of clarity and confidence, happiness. So I'm like, okay, that helped me. It can help. It can help others, and that's my mission to empower more people with coaching. Either I coach or I train them, and so that's something that is a huge driver for me. Another huge driver for me is as a mom, I want to be a role model, and I want my kids to see their mother fulfilled in what they do, and I want them to see work as a way to be fulfilled and not only a constraint and things that we have to do to earn money. So that's a very, very important driver in my life. So it's really to help my kids connect with work in a very positive and transformative way,
Oh,
actually.
wow, that's amazing.
Mhm.
That's really, really good. This is so true. Like it's on us, the next generation. And the last question, is there anything else you'd like to add for aspiring or developing coaches listening today?
Yeah, so I would say you are so lucky. It's such an exciting time to become a coach. I think it's really perfect. There's more and more demand. Some people say, oh, the market is crowded. It is not crowded. It is not, I mean, there's a lot of coaches, but there's lots of needs as well. And if you really understand how you can help others and you leverage AI and you define a niche, and you can really thrive. It's an amazing time to become a coach, and it is not complex. It is not complex to succeed. You have to understand some important pillars, but otherwise, it's amazing. Just go for it. Start now. It's an amazing time to become a
Thank
coach.
you so much, Geraldine. Thank you for sharing all the secrets and must know so those who listen to this episode today can set them up for success. Thank you so much for all your sharings.
Thank you so much, Kristina. I've learned a lot from you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Okay, guys, stay tuned.